scarf hold escapes. We looked at the bridging escape on Tuesday, but again, that would really stem from me leaning on the card and then sagging back to get on that diaphragm choke. Sometimes if I go for this and Carl body locks me and I know he's going for the bridging escape, I might decide to sag my weight back down and go head to head. So if he goes for that, there's your moment, Carl. It's difficult, but sometimes you can manufacture that same response by turning onto your right side and putting me on the corner of your hip. And now, because he's got a little bit of connection, keep your body locked tight. Now he can maybe bridge me off, if that makes sense. But being realistic, you're not going to do that on someone a lot bigger and stronger. So, we want to be thinking about you and me, bro. We want to be thinking about freeing up this grip on the elbow and seeing what pathway that takes. So I'm going to hit the body lock. If I feel that when I go for this and I feel Carl's weight's going down that way, I still keep my body lock, but notice the way Carl's left hand grip on my right elbow is stopping me from getting my elbow to the mat. Okay, so from here, plant my feet on the mat. I'm just going to do that same first movement that we did on Tuesday night. I'm bridging forward, and if Carl doesn't let go of my elbow, I'll do this real easy, bro. I'm going to face plant him on the mat. If he still holds my elbow, I just do it. But he will get this reaction of posting with his hand. The second he does, I withdraw my elbow. Now it really depends on what happens from this position. If he keeps his hand on the mat, I'm just coming out the back door, starting to attack the back. But it'll be a reaction. People will put you, once I get my elbow to the mat, he's going to put me in the front headlock position. Okay, so we're here, the headlock position. So back in the day, this was called the arm frame escape, where I would make a frame across Carl's neck, go hand to hand, and then I'd move my hip away and push Carl into the space. Nothing's really changed from there. We covered this on Tuesday. I need to step over to make a base, or otherwise Carl's going to roll me. Go for the roll. Base with the hands. When the moment's right, step over with my foot. And then to release, I don't lift up, which puts a lot of pressure on my back. I bring my forearm across his right jugular. Hand comes inside. And again, I'm just leaning on that. Okay. Options then to open the collar. We had the choke from here. If he defended with his hand, hand goes in front of the face, elbow comes back, and we can start to work the arm lock. Or we showed you on Tuesday from here, or from the Khmer chop, I would get head and arm control as well. Okay, that's another option. And again, from there, when I chair sit, I can step over with my leg, free my other leg, and now have an unweighted leg. If Carl isn't gripping, I'm just taking the arm bar, but he will go hand to hand, and then I can put a heel in, push, and I get inside space. Again, if he doesn't connect his hands, I'll take the arm bar, but this allows me now to move into the triangle position, where I can finish with a rear triangle, or we can finish with the Chimera. So that's where we got to. The problem with the arm frame escape is if he can strike from there. So if he puts me in the front headlock position and we're here, and I get my elbow to the mat, so all he has is a head. Once I make that frame, Carl can start punching from there. So I think a better, as jiu-jitsu evolves, it was the arm frame escape. As Carl makes his headlock, my right hand just makes a monkey grip on the wrist, and now my secondary hand grabs his shoulder and bicep. If Carl tries to disengage to go for the punch from there, it's not going to happen. And then I can create space by moving my hip out and pulling on that shoulder to put Carl on the mat. So again, I don't want him re-rolling. I plant my hands if his knees are tight. So another problem can be, we talked about how I could grab this shoulder, put my hand on the mat, stay like a ball, bro, and I could pull Carl back to create the space to step over. Does that make sense? But sometimes you get people, they curl into a ball and you just cannot, their core's so tight, I cannot get over with my foot. That's no problem. We just put our hands on the mat, and instead of entering with our foot, we enter with our knee. And I'll use my hands as base. Once I fill that space with my knee, I windshield wiper my foot. So I just put the outside of my foot on the mat, and now I'm back into T-mount position. So from there, nothing's changed. I make the frame. Another option you could be thinking about is the Ezekiel. So from there, my right hand can come underneath the armpit and I just grab the collar from there. My free left hand, I grab the sleeve. That's a 4-finger grip. So my right forearm is cutting off his right jugular. My left arm comes behind the neck. It doesn't come across the jugular. You can get this sometimes, but you're sort of muscling it, and it's not really a clean choke. So think about you're making a triangle. My forearm comes across the back of the neck. Now I just get my right shoulder in line with Carl's right shoulder. I put my hip on the mat and gravity chokes Carl out with me moving my head this way. Okay, let's take a look at that again. For me, I think this is the best escape from scarf hold. If you have back issues and bridging isn't your thing. So the second we're here, I'm going to make that body lock. I'm going to bridge Carl forward. If he doesn't post with his hand, I'm just pumping him. And I'll just keep doing that until he posts with his hand. The second he does, I withdraw my elbow. I'm coming up to his back. But if he makes that reaction of putting on a headlock, we're not going for the arm frame escape. We are grabbing the wrist of the support arm, and my other arm's coming around and grabbing the shoulder. If he tries to disengage and punch from there, it's not going to happen. And now, I can't put Carl on his left side because my body's in that space. So I've got to move my hip out, and now I pull on Carl's shoulder to put his left shoulder to the mat. We're going to post with our hands. Maybe this time Carl is super tucked. So now I'm just going to, I can't enter with my foot, but I can enter with my knee. I just bring my knee up. Now this looks as if I'm quite off balance, but if Carl tries to turn me from here, my hands keep me in base. Once I get my knee to the mat, I windshield wipe, and now I move up into T-mount position. Make the frame, push in, arm comes under the armpit. I don't want Carl latching on to the hand here, so as I push it under, find the collar. Free hand now comes underneath, and then I grab 4 fingers inside. Right forearm's going across his left jugular, left forearm's going across the back of his neck. Now you need to cut off the right jugular. Right shoulder goes up, drives his right shoulder, okay, into this right jugular. How do I do that? Notice the way I'm on my knee. I put my hip on the mat and just my head moves to the side. So it's really just pushing this shoulder inside. Does that make sense? Let's do it one more time. There's a lot in that. If you haven't been doing jiu-jitsu that long, I would concentrate on the escape. So scarf hold escape, body lock. Maybe I feel the bridge isn't done. Carl's weight's receding that way. Maybe I try to get underneath his hip and load him onto me, and I feel it's not there. I'm pulling him forward. The minute he posts, my elbow comes back. If he doesn't put on the headlock, I'm going towards his back. I'm just moving out the back door. Headlock's on. We make our grips, we move our hip back, we put him on his side, we base with our hands. If there's space, I just step over. Make the frame. Just doing this way, bro. This time, hand comes underneath and finds the collar. So this hand does the pass off. Get it behind the back of the neck. Take your time. Ezekiel. Let's play with that, guys, yeah?